After the war was happening in El Salvador, I arrived here when I was 16 years old, and it was really hard as a teenager not speaking English and going through the school system and not being able to get the support, the help from my mom because she was not speaking the language. I promised to myself that I was strong enough and that I was going to learn the language. And I went to school for 4 years, and I was able to graduate from high school. Being in Tenants and Workers United made me strong. I learned a lot of things, how the system works. I learned that we have rights, something that I didn't learn in school, I didn't learn at home. I had the opportunity to learn that in the organization, and that made me succeed. That made me grow up as a woman, had a voice, and that voice has to be heard.
When you already are struggling and you don't know what you have available to you and you just go based off of what's in your pocket, you give up very easily and very quickly. I graduated from college. I was a new mom, and I knew I had to establish myself for my son's sake. When I was growing up, my mom and I were together. She was a single mom also. I'm a single mom. She never let anything stop her. I'm not going to let anything stop me, and I'm going to teach my son the same thing. Manners Home Buyers Club is a very important program to me and other women in this area because it teaches us about independence, home ownership, financial independence and gain. The first time I walked in my front door, it was surreal. I'm still not sure if it hit me yet, but there are moments that I'm in my house and it just hits me that I have a house. And my son, if you call him today, he'll say, I got a room. And I'll do the same thing sometimes. I got a house.
I grew up in a very dysfunctional home. My parents were pretty much intoxicated most of the time. So we made the best of it, and we ended up in foster care for a while, and we were given back to our parents. So when I was 15, I decided to get myself pregnant. You know, I didn't know what I was going to do to support her. I was married. I married my boyfriend. He was 17, and I just thought that, that sooner or later that you would just grow up and things would happen, and you'd just magically, become empowered with things, and you'd find a job. I never thought I was a stupid person. I always considered myself to be, fairly intelligent, but I never really had the tools to do anything else. I didn't know how I was going to go about getting from one place to another. Being a waitress by myself and taking care of my children by myself. I had no child support. My husband never paid me a dime child support, so I raised them by myself. And I struggled in the restaurant business, and every night you pray that you make enough money that will collectively meet your bills. Well, it's very tough to ask for help. Sometimes when you need it, you feel like a charity case. You don't want people to think that that you haven't done your best to do what you should be doing. But sometimes in life, life isn't fair. Couldn't afford to go to college. I couldn't afford to go to trade school because I had to work full time and keep up my home. So I could not miss a day's work. I never had any vacation, no health insurance. When I heard about Training Futures, I knew it was the break I had been waiting for all my life. When I first came to Training Futures, I was 49, and that was the age that my dad had killed himself. So it was a turning point for me, and I was actually starting to feel like I wasn't gonna make it out of the restaurant business. I worked with some other ladies that were as old as 68 years old. When I graduated from Training Futures, my life was completely flipped upside down. It was just the opposite. I felt so good about myself, number one. I thought, geez, you're doing this, you can do it. I felt valued. I really felt valued for the first time in my life.
I would just stay in bed. I didn't want to wake up because I didn't know what to give to my kids, my two little kids. No sugar even to put in water to give to them. I will walk around. If I meet a friend, after the conversation, I will end up saying, I'm going through a hard situation. Is there any way you can help me out? At least have some sugar to do porridge for my kids. Yeah. And one of my neighbors was an angel to me. She starts sending me food. I will cook rice and nothing to eat with, and just 1 cup of rice. I will eat just a little bit and save some for my kids. Yeah, when I came in America, the resettlement agency, had an apartment already for me, without chair, without anything. So it was really in a bad area with roaches and mice. One thing my kids asked me, Mom, you told us that we were going to a better place. Is this really America? I told them we will get to America one day. Don't worry about that. I decided to move on and get some skills so I can be able to get a decent job where I can at least be with my kids. My job is way better than what I used to have, the Ritz-Carlton. Yeah, now I deal with people. I can work with the computer. I can answer the phone. But before that, I wasn't able to do that. Training Future is something that can really give a powerful start to women. Now I can go in the store and get something good for my kids. And that is something I get from Training Futures. I am proud of what I am now, and I know that I will go further. But I got that strength and that confidence from Training Futures.